Hey guys, as you can tell, I'm a cool guy. I got flannel on, I got baggy jeans on, I got pink Converse on, and I even have a skateboard. And yeah, I shred on it. The fact that I'm a cool guy means that I'm a man. And men don't show emotion, okay? The guys who show emotion are bitches, and I'm no bitch. Life is so beautiful. Cherish it forever. I guess this means I'm a bitch now.
So, after 6 years of waiting and a whole lot of things happening in the MCU, the last chapter in the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy is here. I have been a huge fan of the last two, and the Guardians are probably my favorite Marvel characters. Along with being hilarious, there's a certain warmth and heart the Guardians have, which makes the movie super special to me. And thank God, thank Jesus, thank the High Evolutionary, this movie is fantastic. James Gunn did an amazing job finishing off the trilogy with a bang. This movie has it all: action, humor, heart, and of course animal cruelty, which obviously is the main part of the film. Rocket's backstory has always been pretty mysterious and he's never talked about it, and this movie shows why he didn't want to talk about it, because it has got to be one of the saddest things I've ever seen in my life. It is honestly super disturbing how cruel the High Evolutionary is to these poor critters. It helps make this movie the darkest MCU entry to date, but of course James still finds a way to add heart to it. Rocket's childhood friends are these adorable little mechanical hybrids, and all of the scenes together made me smile and cry. And I think that's what brings this whole movie together. The family bonding and feeling these characters genuinely love each other makes it just super warm. And of course, the family bond wouldn't be there if the actors didn't sell it, and of course they do. Chris Pratt is amazing as Quill, lots of emotion and sadness in his portrayal this time. Dave Bautista and Pom Klementieff are incredibly funny, and they kind of bring the whole Guardian family together. Karen Gillan brings her best performance as the character so far. This time we see Nebula exhibit humor and emotion in a way that we've never really seen, because it's always been buried deep inside of her. But obviously the standout is Bradley Cooper as Rocket. This movie at its core is a Rocket story, and Brad brings it all to the table. His performance specifically is what made me cry multiple times. Zoe Saldana as Gamora was just kind of a big jerk the whole movie, which is in character, but I did very much enjoy seeing Gamora back, even though it's not our Gamora. The rest of the supporting cast did a great job, especially Sean Gunn. He didn't have a lot of screen time, but he was very, very heartfelt, and he brought a lot of emotion to the very small role he had. Will Poulter also did pretty good as Adam Warlock, but he didn't have much to do. He just kind of showed up a few times, and I wish he was used more. Now, some people complain that the CGI doesn't look too hot in places, and yeah, it really doesn't, but I think overall the movie looks good, and I think some of the roughness, especially on that fleshy planet, just gives it an interesting, unique look. The action as well was incredible. There is this one scene that takes place in this hallway. It was one shot, and my god, I think it's one of my favorite MCU action sequences because it is just so well choreographed, so well shot. It is such a good scene. All the other action is pretty good, but I didn't really come to the Guardians movie for the action. Of course, the writing is really good. It's incredibly funny sometimes, incredibly depressing and dark sometimes, and incredibly uplifting at times. James Gunn just has some black magic that balances every single one of these aspects incredibly well, and he does in every single one of his movies to perfection. And while, yeah, technically this movie is not perfect, honestly, it's just, for me, perfect. I loved every second of it. And it's just kind of crazy that this trilogy is over, and every character arc has been wrapped up. Now all I can do is just sit here and dwell on the past, and I just want to say thank you, James Gunn. You've given us one of the greatest and easily one of my favorite trilogies of all time. Thank you for putting your heart and soul into these films, and they've given so much joy and emotion to so many people. Thank you.